You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Sabres Zone.
Hi again, folks. Welcome to the Sabres Zone. This is a video on this channel that picks out a clip, what you had to say, and we talk about it. Found one I wanted to talk about, and I clipped it out, and here it is. And shout out goes to our buddy Mike Phelan. Mike says, Canes blanket covered us. No Sabre was left alone. They pressured our puck carriers, talking about the Carolina game, folks. As we know, we couldn't string together anything together. I wonder how they felt knowing the game was over in the first period. I'm guessing you're talking about the Sabres, because you didn't say I wonder how the Canes or the Sabres felt. I'm guessing you're talking about the Sabres. How they felt knowing the game was over in the first period. I don't believe they did. I'll go right on the record, Mike. I don't think the Sabres were sitting there saying it's over. I don't think they have that mentality at all. I just don't. But for us fans that have seen enough games, I think we had a pretty good intuition. We might not come back in this one. I mean, when you fall 3-0 behind, probably the best defensive squad in hockey. They really are. I mean, look, they're doing this to everybody, Mike. They're doing this to everybody. It's not just us. They're doing it to everybody, you know. I think if they were to play the Bruins right now, they'd beat the Bruins inside of 6 games, maybe 5. Really, that's how good that team is playing. That team in that game, for me, I don't think the Sabres played that bad, really. It's just that this team is playing so damn good. Now, what I would have liked to seen as a Sabres fan, okay, I would have liked to see more of a real pissed off reaction. That's what I would have liked to seen. I would have liked to seen Granato say, you know what, we got to play tougher. We got to play harder than this. I would have liked to heard something, you know. Now, I don't want to start pointing fingers at the Sabres when they lose a game like this. You know, anytime I get ticked off, guys, when it comes to the Sabres right now, I try to remember where we were 2 short years ago and the progress we've made. I try to remember how things could have stayed like that. So I better be damn grateful what I got right now, is the way I kind of approach that. Like, that'll wear off. It will wear off. But for now, it's like, look, it's 2 short years later, you know. It's 2 short years later from when we were the most disastrous franchise in the entire league by far. So it's kind of a freebie I'll give them as a fan that, you know. But what I didn't like, again, was the reaction. I would have liked to seen a more pissed off team after they lost the way they lost. That's what bothered me. The compete didn't bother me. The effort didn't really bother me. The mistakes bothered me. The lack of hitting really bothered me. The lack of mean in our system drives me crazy on a regular basis. But I'm not going to complain where the boys are at. I just can't. I can't in good faith do that. Guys, if we go into another 8-game slide, I'll be the first one to say, you know what, man, we've got to start like getting this plan down right, because we're letting a season slip right of our fingers again and that kind of thing. Right now we're in this. We're in the playoff race. This is what we hope for, guys. Let's keep that in mind, right? Now, I'm not talking to you, Mike. I'm talking in general. And I'm thinking, you know, we got to keep this in mind. This is what we hope for, though. If I would have told you guys after 50 games we'll be 1 point out of a playoff spot, would have you jumped at that, yes or no? And if you say no, you're a liar, okay? A bad liar, because any Sabres fan would jump in traffic at that. So right now, does it suck? It sucked we lost the game the way we did. It was more a reaction that bothered me. I just would have liked to see a little bit more emotion from the coach and the GM about it. I guess I'll leave it there. That's kind of how I feel. I would have liked to seen a bit more frustration, you know, a little more emotion. Let the players know you get pissed off too when they lose. You know, it can't just all be about it's all good all the time. Once in a while, I like to see some emotion come out of the organization, like, we want to kill these guys, you know? Something like that. That's what I'd like to see. I don't think this is going to be a pattern, Mike, the rest of the year. I think we just ran into the most elite team in hockey right now. I really do believe that's what it was. And I think the Sabres in that game might have beaten a lot of teams that night, the way we were skating and passing the puck around. I mean, really, it's just that, my goodness, this team's so good defensively. They're so good. And that for me, is a telltale sign of a Stanley Cup team. When I see a team good defense, forget offensively. Offensively doesn't win cups. It just doesn't. Even the Oilers. People say the Oilers won cups with offense. Yeah, they played defense, trust me. Go look at some videos. I seen all those games live. The Oilers knew how to clamp down when the time was right. We haven't learned that yet. We'll see. We'll see in the playoffs if we get in. Do we have what it takes, though, to not let this, well, you know what? Now we're on a break. But do we have what it takes to not let this happen 7 or 8 more times the rest of the year? Because that's the question now. It's worrisome when we lose a game like that, Mike. It is. It's worrisome because we're in a playoff hunt. We are. Whether we like to admit it or not, we're in a playoff hunt. And I think that the boys they got to get more meaner. I think if there was more of a mean streak, they might have came back. That's just how I feel as a fan. I'm probably wrong. But as a fan, if we had more mean on this team, we might have rallied. We might have. Because when it was 3-1, we're just trying. Guys, you've seen the fourth goal. I don't know if you seen me talk about it in the postgame. You've seen what Yoki Haru did, or what he didn't do, was take his man out, okay? Take your man out, avoid him, crush him on the glass so he does not make a play like he did. And you've seen Yoki Haru looks like he's looking for the puck instead of looking at the guy and making sure he just puts him into the boards hard. And he doesn't have to cross-check him, just hit him. And he didn't, and it cost us really the put-away goal at 4-1. Because at 3-1, we were still in this. So that's kind of where I stand with it, Mike. I think you're right on what you say. I just don't think that after the first period they didn't give up. So for me, I was looking for that, actually. As soon as it was 3-0, I wanted to see the body language in the team. It wasn't a team that gave up. It was a team that says, we just did it to ourselves again. That's what it was. But they didn't give up. They fought back. They just couldn't score. And this team played what they've done to everybody all year. Let's be honest here. They're doing this to everybody. It's not just us. Everybody. I mean, they came into this on a 6-game winning streak. I mean, you know, they're doing this to everybody. Yeah, so it's, and the truth is, we're just not a very good home team, folks. Yet. So we're not a good team yet at home. Until we fix that, we're not making the playoffs. And to fix that, and I'm going to close with this, to fix that, we got to get that damn power play back on track. Because that power play this year, guys, was on a record pace. Just so you know, I didn't want to say nothing, but we were. For our team, in our history, our entire history, that was on a record pace, that team was. Can we still do it? Yeah, I might make a video on that, our top 10 power plays of our history or something, and we'll look at it. So this is right up there still, even though it's been cold. Remember I was saying before too, folks, I was saying 1 for 17. We can't do the 1 for 17 thing. I think we're like 2 for our last 18 or something. I don't even know. It's so bad right now. So we need our power play going. We need our home ice to become, we got to be a home ice team. You know, you can't lose on your home ice and make the playoffs. So, all right, done. I'm blabbing away. Good point, Mike. Yeah, they covered us well, but at the same time, I liked our compete. I just think we just got to get meaner. You know, I'll just say it. All right, folks, see you in the next one.
Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to ensure Dimension access.